Okay, we are live. Before we start, I got a text message today from one of our friends that is supporting Larry to the best of her ability as well, and she asked for prayer. She asked me not to use her name, and she met with somebody in the medical field today, and I think she was a little nervous about it. I think the result was better than she anticipated, but I can't tell you her name, but please say a prayer for her. And I also found out that Pastor Ernie Sanders is in the hospital, so I'd appreciate if you would pray for him as well. And if the roaring sound of the fan on my fireplace is too loud, tell me and I'll run over there and unplug it. But it's nice to have some warmth in here for a change, so. All right, Larry, take it away. Do you want me to say something about getting it?
No.
Okay.
Started off, what is today's date? The 20 what?
Today's the 22nd. It's the anniversary of JFK's murder.
It was November 22nd, folks. Sorry about my voice, it's a little weak. Today, we're going to do a telethon, which is kind of not a telethon, it's going to be a show-a-thon. We have got to raise the funding to keep this thing going. And so I want to start it earlier. I want to have fun. I want people that are listening to start chipping in now, and we're going to ding the bell whenever one comes through. So if you would, as you listen, if you can, while you listen, please go to my PayPal, which is what, Mary Ellen?
Nichols Live at AOL.com.
Nichols Live at AOL.com for anybody that can. And then I will try to monitor it so as anything comes in, we can post it and let people know. But folks, everybody listening, please help. And I'm going to tell you why. Do y'all remember the program when I told you the crazy thing with all of this conspiracy hearing going on, the impeachment hearing? I told you that there was a decision made for a plan. And that plan would be to demand that the Senate hold the Senate trial. Hold the Senate trial. If you'll recall, I told you the purpose behind that. I'll state it again. The whole point of having this thing go to the Senate and to have this trial, which seems so counter to anything you can imagine, you would think you would want to do that. But in this case, it was deemed the best route to go because if it goes to a Senate trial, you can bet even the mainstream media, even with their slanted reports, even with how they do everything they do to hurt President Trump, here's what's going to happen. They're going to cover it. They're going to cover it. Now, as we speak, Lindsey Graham and others, Republican senators, are preparing a draft of a rules letter to Mitch McConnell. And what they are insisting that if it comes to a Senate trial, that the trial adhere 100% to the rules of jurisprudence for the court. Do you hear me? They're insisting that the rules in this Senate trial must comply with the laws of regular court. This, folks, allows the president to have attorneys, his attorneys there. It allows this whole process to be treated like a case in a court of law, not one of these rigged scenarios that you've seen Adam Schiff do. Now, what's important about that, by the way, I haven't gotten a ding yet. So if you're out there, today is the Telethon $10. I wish it were 1,000. If it's a penny, it doesn't matter. Ding that phone. We need support today.
And
Because
Larry, I'm going to.
There's good news coming. What?
Larry, hang on one sec. I'm going to add a great big thank you to everybody who pitched in to help Larry this morning. Some of you got a text message from me, and some of you have already contributed today. I don't know if you can do more. If you can, please do. If you can't, thank you for helping this morning.
And I wish, if you're sending something today through PayPal, please notify Mary Ellen as we're on the show when you send it. So in case I don't get dinged from my phone that it has come through. So if you sent something or are sending something right now or during this program, please just slip a note to Mary Ellen telling that you are and how much.
Check if you got something from Pam.
I have not gotten anything yet. Yes, I did. I just got $20 from Passionate Horsemanship, whoever that is. Thank you, Passionate Horsemanship.
Thanks, Kim.
Whoever you are. Thank you. Now, back to why. What is important about going by court rules? I told you the president gets to have his attorneys present, but he gets to also call witnesses. They get to, his attorneys get to call witnesses. They get to put people under oath. Now, since it is a trial in the Senate, one person who were it just something to have to do with the Senate, just as a hearing with the Senate. For example, if Lindsey Graham's committee held a hearing and they wanted to subpoena Adam Schiff, he couldn't go. Separation of powers, right? So under a hearing format, the Republicans would have no power to involve Adam Schiff. But if it is a Senate trial under rules of court, rules of law, they can subpoena Adam Schiff. And guess what? The creep has got to show up under oath. Under oath. The next person of interest that's got to come is this mysterious whistleblower, the great mysterious whistleblower, which I have told you does not actually exist. There are actually 3 people playing the role of one whistleblower, which you will find out. I hope you'll find out. So you're going to get Adam Schiff. You're going to get the whistleblower. But more importantly, you're going to get to bring these people back in that have put on this charade in these mock hearings. And they're going to have to testify under oath for the whole country to see. The people of this country are going to see whether the media wants to show it to them or not. People are going to see what this has really been. Now, remember when I told y'all this? Mary Ellen, do you remember me telling all this during a show?
Oh, yeah. It's just been a few weeks since you did this.
Well, today, you will notice President Trump has come publicly out and demanding that he wants a trial. He wants a trial. Okay, I just got 50 from Hambone. Sandy, thank you so much, buddy. Everybody chip in, please. Everybody. This is a big day for us, a big day. And bigger days to come. And I'll explain that. So you see, guys, what I've tried to do is keep y'all ahead of what's coming in ways that nobody else could have. Nobody could have. Who would have dreamed in a million years, weeks ago, that we would want, or the president would want, this terrible impeachment process to go to a trial? Who could have possibly known that? You did. You did. And now, as people ask you why, now you can tell them why. not only can you tell them why, some of you, I would assume, maybe I'm wrong, some of you may have told some folks weeks ago what was said, and guess what? You come out a hero versus passing around these conspiracy things which make you and us zeros. This program is important. It's important to you and it's important to the country. Your role with this program is very important to the country, more so than you can ever imagine. Now, nobody else has dinged the dinger, so please ding the dinger. Now, help us. Join with us. You know, I have told y'all for weeks, again, and again, I have told you, as everybody has called in or sent questions in asking, you know, when is Barr going to do anything? Is Barr for real? Is he really going to do anything? And I have tried over and over and over again to promise y'all or tell y'all, hold on, he's coming. Mary Ellen, have I not?
Oh, yeah.
Folks, I've told you, hold your fire, it's coming. Well, I'm proud to say today, oh wow, I just got 50 from Mark. Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you. And I got 10 from Randy. Randy, thank you, dear. She's always a friend, always there. Now, I want you to think about this. Now, many of you, maybe most of you, have heard the IG report having to do with FISA, the abuse of the FISA court, the fraud committed to the FISA court, is coming down and coming out, I'm going to say somewhere between the 9th and the 11th of December. I've also warned, let's don't go picking hard dates for certain, but I did not pick this date. This was not an arbitrary date. I have been given this date or this period of time from the horse's mouth. Do you hear me? From the horse's mouth. So I'm fairly confident that between December the 9th to December the 11th, the FISA report will hit the street. Now, to help me believe it's really coming, many of you, maybe most of you have heard today, maybe even yesterday, that there has been a leak. And this leak is that a former FBI agent is being charged for altering the FISA document, a FISA document. Now, I want to explain that leak did not come from Barr or Durham's office. It did not. It did not. It came from somebody involved with the deep state. Why? Because they're trying now to take the thunder away from Barr and Durham and the president come the 9th or the 11th through the 11th of December. They're trying to jump it, get it out so that they'll be able to claim, well, we knew about that. That's nothing. And they're also going to claim, well, see, it wasn't anybody important. This was an ex-FBI agent. Well, now I'm going to tell you the rest of it. The rest of it. You know, I have told y'all from day one, that we are in the middle of a soft coup to overthrow our president and therefore also our form of government. I got 5 from Matthew. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, buddy. Do y'all remember me telling you long ago that we were in a coup. Mary Ellen.
Oh yeah, you've been saying it since July 16.
As a matter of fact, I was ahead of the so-called whistleblower's attorney that told 3 days after he was elected, or not inaugurated, I think. No, elected 3 days after election. Anyway, the whistleblower's own attorney sent an email or a text, whatever he sent, saying, okay, now we're going to impeach him. The impeachment started, the coup has started, whatever he said in his thing. We beat him. We beat him. And that's the first known record other than us of anybody revealing the coup. Now, President Trump made another statement today that should help all of you. He also said, well, first off, he said, I want a trial, demand a trial in the Senate, is what he's talking about. The other thing he said, this stuff coming out in the next couple of weeks, he said he has been told that it is going to be historic. Historic. That's what he said. What he said, he's been told, just hold on, as this stuff comes out, it's going to be historic. So he has been told. Seems like here you've heard us say historic, that this is history. For the first time in history. How many times have I said that over the months and months and years? For the first time in our history, our nation is actually under an attack of a coup, a soft coup to overthrow a president. It's never happened before. Folks, this is truly the case, legally, of cases. How many times have I told y'all, by the way, there's nobody dinging right now, so please start dinging this thing. This is our day. Please ding. This day that's coming is going to reveal things that people in America have never dreamt could even happen. And what's more, that makes it even more historic. Not only is it the first time we've ever been involved in this nation with a soft coup, or coup of any type, essentially, but for the first time, the level of people that are going to be indicted and we hope subsequently prosecuted, that's going to be historic. Huge. When the director of the FBI, assistant director of the FBI, former head of the CIA, NSA, and yes, the former vice president of the United States, and yes, even a past president of the United States. When this is all out, and it's going to come out, it's not going to all come at once, so don't expect on the 9th through the 11th for all of this stuff to reveal itself. But you can rest assured now that it's coming. It's coming. Now, if anybody's got any questions, bring them on. But nobody's dinging the dinger, and that scares me. So this is a telethon day, and we need everybody to participate. This day has been a long, long time coming. And I don't mind telling you, you can hear my voice. It's been quite arduous. It has not been easy to get here.
Well, especially, forgive me for interrupting, Larry. I'm going to say arduous because there are days when you don't get any sleep at all, and you've been working some days 20 hours. I mean, the ungodly length of time you spend working for what is happening now, the debt of gratitude we owe you, folks. thank you, Alan, for saying you'll free up another $250 if you can. So let us know.
Well, y'all don't owe me a debt of gratitude. I owe all of y'all for hanging with me. When I said arduous, Mary Ellen, I'm talking about what y'all have had to go through, what you've had to put up with me telling you some things as best I can. Still, that's the case today. And you kind of having to believe, just to believe. Well, believe. Now, I'm not going to tell you, Mary Ellen, we still got problems. We still got issues of court. I'm not talking about the Senate trial. I'm talking about as the indictments are announced, we still have the issue of where to, to get them into court. That's being worked on, and we hope it will be resolved. But it cannot be, just so everybody knows, you can't resolve a change of venue until we have indictments and go to court. Then when you're in the court, then you can ask for a change of venue. So that's a few processes on down the road. But their day is coming. I pray that our nation now has a chance. I'm not saying we're going to pull it off, but we have a chance today to make a stand for the Constitution in a way we've not done for years and years and years. And hopefully, we're going to have a chance to fight. Hopefully, depending on what the House does. Now, this may be a little bit problematic. Schiff and Pelosi, those scumbags, may know now, since Trump has said it, that they want a trial. They know the reality of a trial. And they're probably working their little behind-the-scenes tails off, trying to find Republicans that will try to vote down the rules to get it out of the rules of court. They're going to try to do that. I don't think they'll be successful, but they're going to try. But they have one other process that I fear they may try, and I might as well tell you. The rumblings are that instead of a recommendation from the House for a Senate trial, they may recommend censorship. They may recommend that the President of the United States be censored.
What would that?
Well, that's the issue at hand. What does that mean? How would that work? They're looking at it now, both sides, I would imagine. Basically, as I would understand censorship for the president would be, of course, he'd still be president, but he could not introduce legislation. So, for example, he couldn't introduce his China trade deal. He couldn't officially introduce it. The House could do it, or the Senate could do it, but he couldn't do it. He could not exercise executive orders. So he would basically be in office, but limited and nothing he could do. Not a good situation. But we don't know yet where there is any constitutionality for a procedure of censoring a presidency. Never been done. And nobody knows for sure where you would find the law to do it. So if there's no law, can they do it? Yes, they could still do it. The House could vote, the Senate could vote, both of them, and create a law to censor a president, and therefore it could be done. Then once again, we would have to put pressure on the Republicans in the Senate to defeat it in the Senate. I'd love to say, sure, we can do that, but I'm not so sure that we, as you know with me, I don't trust any of them, none of them. So you can't say for certain that the Republicans won't stab President Trump in the back, or at least enough of them to pass a censorship vote. Now, the bell hadn't been dinging, so folks, is anybody else, please, everybody participate. Everybody participate. Ellen, have any sent you anything saying they've sent? Because I haven't seen anything since Hambone.
Yeah, Renee sent 3. Marcos, $3.
Okay, great. Thank you, Renee.
Marcos is asking, will the president declare a national emergency and use military tribunals for all these things? And
no, he will not. Let me repeat, he will not. The president understands, as well as any of us do, I hope, the object here is to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. While going into martial law is a function provided by the Constitution of the United States, it removes us from a constitutional form of government for the period of time it's in place. He will not do it. He will not do it. Plus, he would have to go to Congress to get it passed. And that would mean for him to declare a state of emergency without it being one of the ones that's an automatic trigger, which is an attack on this country, or 5 riots and 5 major riots in 5 major cities. Short of those 2 things happening, then he has to go to Congress to get it passed to declare martial law. And of course, the way things are made up now, it wouldn't pass in the House, so therefore it can't happen. Anybody else?
Mimi is suggesting the pardon is the president's superpower. They can't take that away from him, so he needs to pardon loads of people.
Say that again. Somebody I guess that was Alan. Somebody sent me a text saying sending $250. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, buddy, so much. I think that was from you. Come on, folks. Ding the dinger. This is a telethon. We've got work to do. Don't doubt this thing's over. It's not over. It's just that the tide is turning. Now you're going to be able to go to people. That's why I'm telling y'all. I'm not telling y'all just so y'all can be excited and happy. I'm telling you these things so you can spread truth around to the people you associate with and you have Facebook with and Twitter twit. I got 10 from Unique, something Unique. Thank you, Unique, whatever. I couldn't read it before it left the screen. Thank you so much. I'm not telling y'all this so you can be happy. I'm telling you this so you can start spreading the word. The tide's changing. The tide's turning. We're not going to be, the president's not going to be in this defensive posture much longer. Now he's going to go forward. Now his attorneys are going to go forward. Now Barr is going to go forward. Durham's going to go forward. And a lot of people, this is going to be a field day for a lot of big time attorneys because they're sure fixing to pick up a lot of money from a lot of people that have to lawyer up. You spread this word. I wouldn't be telling you this stuff if I didn't know it. Do you understand that? I wouldn't be telling you this stuff if I didn't know it to be so. And you don't even have to believe me. President Trump's calling for it on TV, on Fox. It was on there earlier today. He said, I want a trial. So the reason I'm explaining all of this to you is so as people you talk to, which we assume to be hard-based friends of yours or possibly soft-based friends of yours, they're going to wonder, has he gone back crazy? Has he gone absolutely nuts wanting a trial? I want you to tell him why he wants a trial. I want you to tell him. And then as far as what Barr and Durham and the IG reports fixing to happen, what's coming from them, I want you to tell people now, it's coming. Barr has made the commitment. It's out. It's on. It's on.
Question. It's on now, but you have been telling us, for a long time, we can't say anything about this. It's coming. Just be patient, be patient. And now it's actually here because we've had Q and prophets and so on claiming that this is coming, and we just there's the timing has been so problematic, and the rigged courts have been so problematic.
So what's the question?
I'm just, we're talking now that, hey, it's coming and it's here. So I think, you've told us to hold off, not talk about the indictments that are coming because we didn't know when, and timing was going to be so important with the rigged courts and everything. So something has changed that we are finally at the place where we have been waiting for years. Correct?
Yes. What has changed so that now, once again, as you're talking to other people, I don't want you necessarily going out there and say Comey's going to be indicted, McCabe's going to be indicted, Obama's going to be indicted. You hold off on saying who. That's for your information. You hold off and putting out word on the street who are going to be indicted. Hold off on that. But what has changed is the point that I've been at for all these months. I always had faith in the things that I was seeing and the things that I was working with, that Barr was real. See, that was the question. Is William Barr real or not? Now, if he's not real, then all of this is for nothing and we're gone. We've lost. And even though somebody could say, well, did he tell you he's for real? He could tell me he's for real 10 times over. That don't matter. You got to judge him on what he does. And what I am telling you that has changed your ability now to go forward and talk about these things is that he, by announcing that they're coming forward between the 9th and the 11th, and you can find all that stuff out. But the fact that he's bringing that forward, the fact that the IG report's coming out, the fact that they're bringing criminal charges, criminal indictment against a former FBI guy for, changing the records in a FISA report. The fact that he's doing that means he is 100% committed. And if he's committed to that, he's committed all the way. So I can tell you now that it is coming. And I don't have to back up and kind of if it to anybody. It's coming now. That's what's changed. It's coming now. Not so says me. So says Barr. And the president, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, you ready for some questions?
You betcha.
Can somebody ding Larry's PayPal, nicholslive@aol.com?
It hasn't been dinging. It has not been dinging, and that's scary. All right, go ahead.
Somebody asked will the government be shut down December 20th?
No. Will not. I would assume from that question, someone's referring to the budget thing hasn't been approved or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they will put together again some temporary thing to go forward. They're not going to let it shut down. They're not. So don't worry about that.
Matt just sent you 20.
Who did?
Matt.
Matt, thank you.
Oh, we just lost Larry. Somebody might have called in. Okay, let's see. Get him back on. You there?
I'm back on. Yeah, I'm back. Thank God it didn't lose us.
Yeah, thank God.
All right. All right. What other question? Yeah, because I don't have enough voice to do the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. What about Haspel? Is anything going to be done about her? People are wondering if she is actually working. I know she's working for the CIA, but is she working with the CIA?
Who? Who again?
Haspel. The current head of the CIA, is she just deep state?
Oh, the current head of the CIA, to be honest.
Gina Haspel.
I think she's okay. I don't know. I've been involved in all this other stuff, so please forgive me for not knowing, and I guess I should. But anybody I would ask would say yes, sure. But I don't know until we judge her actions. You know, for example, I know Ray with the FBI. He's not good for us. He's there, but he's blocking too many documents from getting to Barr and his staff. She may be doing the same. I do not know. I do know that William Barr has sufficient enough evidence in his hands right now. If not another page comes in, he's got enough in his hands to blow this whole thing wide open. Know that for a fact. What else?
Pam thinks Barr's on his way out.
Who? Who thinks that?
Pam thinks Barr is on his way out.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
James asks, have the Democrats dug a deep enough hole we can bury them alive?
I don't know. I would think if we had people in this country that have been paying attention, yes, they have. But again, I warn everybody, 98% of this country, well, maybe not 98% of the country, but let's say 50% of the country is simply seeing and believing only that which is fed to them by the mainstream media. And that's what the problem is. That's what we hope a trial can help us with. We hope an open trial where all of this stuff comes out, that more people will see it and be able to figure out for themselves, no matter what narrative the mainstream media puts behind it, because you can bet their little groups that tell you what you just saw, they're not going to tell you what you just saw that matches what you just saw. But hopefully, in a trial format using the rules of federal court, more people will know and see the obvious, we hope.
Okay, another question about Hillary. I'm going to take a stab at it first. Will she get in the race, and will she be knocked off her broom? They're two separate questions, but they're both about our... She was told by the DNC, Larry told us a couple of weeks ago, that she got an email from the DNC telling her, thank you for your service, enjoy your memories, but no thanks. But Larry has said never count her out. And she is going around saying she is being asked to get back in, and she needs to be needed. And so at this point, although he thinks it's unlikely, she, never count her out. So.
Well, I'm in accordance with Mary Ellen. No, she's not going to get in, but don't ever just 100% be convinced she won't get in. She might, I guess, is the thing. Let's put a doubtful might on it.
Okay.
What else you got?
Somebody's
dinging. Somebody ding, please. Somebody listening, ding the thing, please.
It's hard for me, folks, to watch the chat and get everything written down, write down what Larry's saying and everything. And so if I get don't get to your question that I wrote down already and ask the current one. I'm just afraid it's going to disappear before I get it written. So somebody said today some of the major networks in the past 3 hours are indicating the report is already out, but he or she can't see it. Why are they prematurely writing articles and videos this soon?
The reason the report, they might say, is out because anyone that is in the report, any person or group that's in the report, what's going on now, they are provided an advance copy of the report so that they know and have the right to review what's being said about them. Now, since so many people are getting that report to review it, that's where these leaks are going to come from. So by the 9th through the 11th, I fully suspect that much of the report, the highlights of the report, are probably going to be known by then. But that's where it's coming from. Don't think it's coming from Barr, Durham, or the IG's office. It's not. They are required by law. The IG is on this kind of report. It's required by law to give the people mentioned in the report an advance copy of it so that they can, I guess, set up their own defense or excuse or whatever. What else you got?
Craig is asking if Hillary's in danger if Trump and Barr start arresting the insiders. Are her hidden backers going to silence her?
I don't know. It is going to cause a dilemma for some of the major finance people behind some of these creeps like Schiff and them. And there's a good chance as these things start to come out, there might be some changes in the flow of money. I don't know that for a fact. I just don't know. What else?
Is Schiff working for the CIA or is he one of their puppets?
You know, that's one of those things that I cannot tell you. I just got 5 from Clifford. Thank you, Cliff. Thank you, buddy. You know, that's one of those things I cannot tell you for certain. You hear me? I can't tell you for certain. But I believe, my opinion, just put it down as my opinion, I believe he and leadership of the CIA are in consort together, as with the NSA, as with the Foreign Service people. They're all a part of this. They're all a part of this group that's trying to foment this coup. They're all a part of it. Now, who works for who or who's technically one, but, you know, don't know. Can't tell you with absolution.
Okay. Do you know what court they're going to try and put these trials into? But you
just got 25. Thank you. Just got 25 from Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. All of you chip in today. This is our day. Please do it. Work's yet to be done. What's the question, Mary Ellen?
Do you know which court they're going to try and transfer to? But you said that you already said.
Can't know that.
Yeah, you can't know that.
We can't know that until the first indictment, the first charges indictment are made, then it will be assigned to a court. And when it gets assigned to a court at that point, then we know. Will it be the DC court? Will it be the Southern District Court? We don't know. But when it is, that's the only time we'll know. And then it's at that moment, Barr will be able to make a decision what to do and with a change of venue. What else?
Question. Somebody's asking about the fact that Barr was saying that Epstein had killed himself, and you said now it's definitely murder. But I'm not sure is that something Barr's putting out yet? Has he changed?
Barr has made a statement. He has made a statement that the Epstein death looks as though it's the result of a perfect storm of mistakes that were made. That's what he has officially stated. Now, hold off on that just yet. That is his official position at this moment, and that's what his official position should be at this moment. I don't know what happened, but my opinion, based off what I've actually seen, and I'm no medical examiner, I'm no medical professional, seen a lot of deaths. I don't believe it to be a suicide, the way they say it happened. But remember, William Barr is not like the Democrats, all right? He's not going to put out something until he can prove it. And at this point, and I agree, at this point, at this moment in time, as he said in his statement, it looks as though Epstein's death was a perfect storm of screw-ups. But that, I assure you folks, based off what I know and what I've been involved in and what I've seen, that is not the final word yet.
Okay.
And to be quite honest, let me just say this, to be quite honest, folks, I'm telling you, to be quite honest, at this point, the issue of saving our nation is so important to me that how Epstein died don't mean a lot to me. It doesn't. Now, the people he frequented with, the people he associated with in some of his wrongdoings, that is significant as it relates to the welfare of our nation. And that's being investigated. They are being investigated, those connections. Hope I didn't confuse y'all with that little answer, but that is the answer. What you got? Nobody's dinging. We haven't had another ding. Come on, folks, please.
It did confuse me a little. Rindy, can you throw no, I can do it with my cell phone. Never mind. I was going to say throw my phone number in here, but I'm going to have to come back in.
Well, let me unconfuse that last answer this way. William Barr, based on where he is, and I just got 10 from Betty. Thank you, Betty. And she sent earlier, thank you again, Betty. William Barr, based on where he's at right now with the investigation, has stated that it's a perfect storm of screw-ups, my words. But that's where it is right now. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's where it will end up. My opinion, I don't think that's where it will end up when all things are totally in and totally evaluated. But at this point, he has to say that based off where he's at in the investigation.
Thank you, Gloria. $5. All right, I'm trying to. Will Hillary be tied to the dossier? Because she paid $3,000. Was it?
Yes. Her campaign and her paid for part of the dossier.
Yeah. And the Hillary.
But don't be confused, folks. The IG report is about the FISA records. The FISA records. Now, the FISA records were predicated because of that dossier. Do you understand what I'm saying? The FISA report, the potential fraud of how they presented the FISA case, which the IG has investigated, and the thing that predicated it was the dossier. So that's why it is connected. And that's why she has culpability or exposure.
Okay, people are worried about the the IG report coming out in December, and will they do a false flag or another mass shooting or something to get attention off of it?
You know, guys, as y'all have seen over the years, anything is possible today. So I cannot rule it out. But where this is going, to be quite honest, since we don't get fair treatment in the media anyway, right? The media's not going to treat the IG report fairly in the first place. They're going to call the IG report and anything Barr does or Durham does, they're going to call all of that just another case of Trump obstructing justice. That's what they're going to say anyway. So if some event, possibly a false flag event, were to occur and the media covers it instead of this stuff, to be honest, guys, we're talking about law now, not PR. We are talking about the law. Even if they put a false flag out there, people are still going to get indicted. We're going to know about it. We're going to have to spread it anyway because the mainstream media is not going to spread it. And if they do spread it, they're going to lie about it. This is why I've been warming y'all up for these years, telling you get ready, suit up. Because when this stuff starts occurring, you guys, us, me and you, all of us, we're going to have to be the mouthpiece telling the truth about this. That's why I've been so careful to try to get y'all not to follow any of these rumor mill stories so that when this day did come, if it did, that we would be credible when we go out telling the people the truth.
Yeah. Do you know anything about the Vatican connection to the deep state?
Do not. Not at this time. But there could be. Very much so. Just know this. When I say I know nothing about it, that does not mean there's not a connection. It just means that I've not had any part in looking at it. We are not going to, right, look, we're not going to play the shift game here, all right? I'm not going to tell you stuff I'm told by somebody else that I don't know to be true. I'm not going to do what they've done with Schiff and them in these hearings, you know, somebody passing on something they heard. If I don't know it to be a fact, I don't tell it to you as a fact. What else?
Patricia wants to know why Hillary is not dead yet.
The only answer I can give you to that is only the good die young. And I guess I'm included in that.
No comment on that. I don't like hearing you talk that way. Do you know anything about Trump's meeting with Zuckerberg?
Do not.
Okay, next question. Do you think people like Obama will flee into exile to avoid prosecution?
I think somebody like Obama will not because A, of his arrogance, and B, because of the innate privilege that would be granted to a president or even a vice president. So I don't think they'll break and run. I just don't. Nobody's dinging right now, so somebody please ding the dinger thing, please.
Thank you, Ellen, for saying we're all in this fight for our country, and that's what Larry's been saying. We all need to be ready to suit up. We've got our biggest audience in a long time today, Larry. We've got 143 here. We're doing this as a telethon, so it's not quite a telethon, it's a PayPal-a-thon. If you can do anything to help Larry stay in this fight with this kind of information he gets, you can tell he's got really good resources, and he comes on and tells us days, weeks, months, years ahead of time what's coming. And, here's another example of where you see it coming to pass. And, he doesn't tell us, like he just said, he doesn't tell us if it's something that's his opinion, he will tell us it's his opinion. When he's presenting facts, he can prove it in a court of law. So what you're getting from Larry is for sure the truth. So I agree, Ellen. No staying on the sidelines anymore. Don't forget James 2, I think it's verse 13, where it talks about faith without works is dead. Prayer is incredible, and we know God is in charge, and prayer does some incredible things, but we have got to have feet. Look, even the chapter Ephesians 6, where it talks about putting on the full armor of God, it still says put on your shoes. You don't put on shoes if you're not going to go do something. So,
I know we're just about out of time for today, so I am asking, please, everybody out there, if you can, chip in something today. This is our day. Work's still yet to be done. It's not over. This is Good News Day. This means what we've been hoping for. What we've been hoping for is starting to manifest. It's coming now. It is coming.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not doing like Sean Hannity and giving you some kind of pie in the sky. Oh boy, they're all going to be prosecuted, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not doing that. I'm telling you what is fixing to happen. And as best I can, based off of what I know and what I'm involved with, I'm giving you the best chronology of events that are coming. So that number one, you know what to tell others, and be truthful when you tell them. And you can tell them where you got it. And if they don't like it, they can come listen here. I just got 5 from, I think that was Clifford again. Clifford, thank you. I mean, guys, you've got to spread this word. You've got to do it. And there's going to be more word to spread. Much more. And we've never, just like this nation, as the president said, these things are going to be historic. Yes, they are. This is history in the making. That's what I've always told y'all. Remember, how many times have I told y'all this or said it on the radio to everybody I've ever done? We're in a time of things are going to change. Things are going to change one way or the other. You've got to see that. We're in a defining moment. In our nation's history, we're in the middle of a defining moment. Defining moments are special. They don't happen in every generation. They don't happen in every lifetime. There's bad news about a defining moment. It don't always have to work out the way we want it to. It can work out bad for us, as it has looked for months and months and months. But it can be good for us. But what's so significant, folks, is that God put us here at a time when we can be a part of a defining moment. My God, this is an event that I would hate to be born or have been born in some other time period where I didn't get to participate. If this country is going to go down, or if this country is going to survive, you know what? I want to be a part of the battle. Don't you?
I do.
Don't all of you? Yes. Don't you want to be a part? Look, we can't all go back and storm the beaches at D-Day. We can't. We honor those that did, certainly. And I believe, given the opportunity, I don't believe many of us would have just right now, knowing what we know even, we wouldn't volunteer to get on that beach and run the risk of getting shot as our fathers did. That was the whole invasion of France, the whole World War II, that was a defining moment. We've got it here. Just got 25 from Michael. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, buddy. I'm proud of this. I'm proud that God blessed us to be a part of this defining moment. Now, everybody, saddle up, suit up, get in here with us, because this 140 people that are listening now, I know, you know, 140 people, that's not like a lot of people. It's a drop in the bucket. Wouldn't even probably amount to a drop, nationwide population and so forth. But it starts here. It starts here. And every one of you can become 5 or 10, some even 100 or more, as you use your Facebooky things and your YouTubey things or whatever kind of Twitty things you do. I don't know that stuff, but you can use it and you can get this message to a lot of people. And we can start it here.
On that note, Larry, everybody, please hit the like button and please share this on your social media that you use, or send it in emails to everybody you know. You can link it to all kinds of. Alan says you're a great mentor and friend to the American people, and there are people in here wanting to say thank you for what you've done, Larry, and what you are doing, and we want to be here to work with you and help you make this happen.
Well, remember, please, I don't want to deceive y'all. It's not me. It's not me. President Trump said he wants a trial. That's his decision. Not mine. That's his decision. President Trump's trying to save the country. That's his decision. I agree with it, as I'm sure y'all do. I agree with the trial. You might not. But the things I've told you here are things of value, in that these things that I've told you, the greatest things, are things that you don't have to believe me on. Trump, Barr, they've done it. Not me, they've done it. All I'm trying to do is give you maybe, I guess, some explanations of what it means that you may not get somewhere else, probably won't get somewhere else.
Oh, shoot.
Who else?
Yeah.
Who else? Who else will help us? Who else will get on board? And if you can't get on during the show, promise me you'll get on today as soon as you can, with help with our PayPal thing.
Cheryl just joined. She's asking what's happening. We're doing like a telethon for Larry. We're facing the weekend. He is working 7 days a week, up to 20 hours a day or more, and he needs help to stay in this fight. So give whatever you can. His PayPal is nicholslive@aol.com. If you go to the website, nicholslive.com, there's a direct link. Before I say any more, Lisa asks, what advice can you give those who've been threatened or targeted, even their children targeted, for speaking out? How can they avoid shrinking back or going off grid?
Okay, I just got 35 from Mark that has given earlier. So Mark, thank you so much. Now, tell me that question again. I was trying to read.
Sure.
PayPal. Something about protecting people that have come forward. Is that what?
It said what advice can you give those who've been threatened or targeted, including their children, for speaking out? Encouragement to keep them from shrinking back.
Let me say this. There is no one, I would bet, has been threatened more than me and my family. No one. Do you hear me? None of you out there, even the person with the question. I've faced this for years. I don't want to be responsible for giving you advice that could get you or your family hurt. So I'm not. I can only tell you the decision I had to make. There are some things that I have to weigh out, y'all. If I don't do what I can, say what I can say, even at risk, then I've got no right to ask any soldier that's in our army to be in a foxhole fighting for us. They risk their lives too. We owe it. I do. I believe I owe it to our founding fathers. I owe it to every person that has sacrificed for this nation to stand up and do the same. They're not going to make me shrink back. That makes them winners without hitting a lick, without firing a shot. And I can tell you, standing up out front, bold, actually protects you in some ways. You know, if people know what you're telling and people are aware of it, it's harder for them to hurt you because then they're exposed. So I would say don't do stupid. Don't be stupid in the way you handle your life or your family and so forth. But as for me, if you choose to join with me and all the others that stand up, come on in. The water's fine.
Absolutely. And I'm going to pitch in and say, I got death threats. And, you know, my response, I'm here with my face online instead of just being off video and just doing this as a vocal recording and audio recording. You know, you get to see my reaction to what Larry's saying. His cell phone doesn't give him enough battery to be able to, it wears it out way too fast when he tries to do it video. So in order to be here for the hour, he has to stay on audio only. But, you know, we got to do this. Now, we have a great question, Larry, from Terry in Minnesota. They have started a movement in Minnesota using the Make America Great Again logo, and it's called MAGA SOTA. Instead of Minnesota, it's MAGA SOTA. And say, what is the possibility of starting a MAGA state nationally? That's a great idea.
Well, it's a great idea. I would be sure and check any copyright infringements with the administration because I think they probably got all of that secured. Just make sure it's okay. I would get clearance to do it before I would go, say, nationally with it. But I think it's a wonderful idea, great idea. But just make sure you've got a clearance to use that mega logo or whatever. I don't even know if they've got it tied up in patent or whatever. They may, or copyright. They may not. But if they do, you need to check and get permission to do it.
To do that, will you just send an email to the whitehouse.gov?
Yes, I would imagine you could go to check the copyright at the wherever you go to check copyrights out or patents and see if it is secured, and if it is, see who by, and then contact whoever that is.
Okay. All right.
What else you got? And then we'll go. Let me tell you this. I need 5 people to come in before we go, please. Can 5 more of you, while we're on the air with the telethon, just 5 more come on in, please. And we will have had a wonderful day. And by the way, even if you couldn't during the program, I sure hope, there's going to be 1,000 people probably hear this program, maybe more, maybe a few less, but maybe more. If everybody just sent $1, that's a lot of money to me, somebody like me, and what we're going through. So please, everybody step up today. Can you?
And if you're using PayPal, somebody asked, what does PayPal charge? PayPal takes 3% if you use a credit card, but if you're having it taken directly out of your savings or checking account at the bank, there is no charge for that, and it's free to send.
Now, another thing you can do, you can text Mary Ellen. If you're not with PayPal, text her about what you can send via the mail. You might even send, if you got to send a check, you can send it to her and she can get it to me. But please let Mary Ellen know if any of you are sending via the mail or otherwise. But if it comes straight to here in the mail, please make it be cash.
Yeah, you can't do any checks to Larry, no money orders to Larry. If you want to, if you need to use that method, then you need to contact me, and right under the video here, let me see where my finger shows. Right under the video, you see a phone number there. It starts with 240, and just send a text message to that. I will call you back. I may not call you back from that phone number because I'll probably use my landline to call you. And I'll help you figure out what else. We have several other ways to get money to Larry. The fastest way, the immediate way, is PayPal.
All right, any other question while we're waiting? I don't see 5 other people coming through, so maybe they're not. I don't want to bore everybody, and I'm wearing down pretty quick.
Why has Judge Napolitano become such a vicious anti-Trumper?
You know, I've wondered the same thing. I cannot tell you, other than to say there is within Fox News Network, Fox TV Network, don't be confused. There are some programs, some hosts that are firmly with us, but there's some that aren't. Fox is not as conservative as you may think they are, the TV station. It's not. It's not as conservative as you think. So be careful. Be careful. I don't know in his personal case. You need to ask him. That wouldn't be a bad thing to do. Send him an email, or a bunch of you send him emails and say, why have you turned on Trump? I don't know. I don't even know if he has. I know in some of his rulings, by the way, I just got 20 from Ann, I think that was. Ann, thank you. So there's, I need 4 more real fast. But anyway, I don't know that he's turned. It may be his interpretation of the law. I don't know. I don't know. You'd have to ask him. What else, Miriam?
You should have just gotten. You should have just gotten $100. So Mark is sending $100 in cash in the mail, and you should have just gotten $100 in PayPal. So that's 2. We need 2 more before we can end this.
Any other questions while we're waiting?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, guys, this is one time, probably, I guess it's the first time since we've been doing our program. Literally, I mean, since the first time years ago when we started at this kind of thing. This is the first time we can say on a Friday that we're going into a weekend with hope, with positive, solid hope. That to me is something. For me, this is really, truly something that we've all worked hard to achieve. All of us, you included, all of you.
Another Cindy is sending 25 now. Jeff says, thank you for your wisdom and insight into this government corruption and the direction we need to be going together.
All right. With that, folks, let's say good day. Have a good weekend. And hopefully Monday, I'll be able to be here and we'll be a little further along, a little more information. Have people come. We'll try to tell them the truth every time. Have a good day. Thanks, Mary Ellen. You got it.
Thanks, Larry. Okay. We do not do the show on the weekends. If there is an emergency, we will throw one in. So you'll get hopefully if you're subscribed, you'll get a notification about it. Get other people to subscribe. Tell them about it here. And deep state afraid to speak out? Yes, I'm sure that's true, Jane. But you know what? We've got to stand up and stand up boldly. And like Larry said, I do not know if Larry got the 200 in the mail. You'd have to text me, Cindy, and let's call them together and find out. Thank you for your prayers. Keep praying for him over this weekend, folks. You can hear the exhaustion in his voice. I know he sounds stronger than we have for a while. Yes, replay it so you can hear it if you missed the beginning. He's been telling us some incredible things since the very beginning. He has to get through the weekend. And he told us a week ago that he was done. And that was his being so thoroughly exhausted, in so much pain. We did not have the money to keep him coming. And he has told us in the past that if the money comes in, he will be here. So it depends. That's what it depends on, because it's not because he wants to say everything depends on money, which is why we don't do PayPal. We want you to have the opportunity to hear the information without paying for it if you can't afford it. And so it's free will offering is all we're doing here. And I have nothing to do with any of the money unless you are sending a check. And I have a Bank of America account that is in my name. It's a personal account, but it's the money I pass everything to him. I use it for paying his phone bill. And I don't take any of your money to pay his phone bill. That's my contribution on top of anything else that I do. So if you can do PayPal, that's the way to do it. If you can't and want to mail cash in the mail, that's another way to do it. The address is 58 Kensington Drive, Conway, Arkansas, 72034. That's 58 Kensington Drive, Conway, Arkansas, 72034. And if that doesn't work for you, then send a text to me, 240-499-6729. And that phone number, all the links and everything are directly in the description box under here. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Have a blessed weekend, and we'll be back Monday. I will be back Monday with or without Larry. I will keep you up to date on what's going on. If Larry cannot do it because the funds have not come in, then I will do my best to have Ellie back with Investigators News for us. And Ellie, thank you for putting up this show on yours and creating something to help get the word out with us too. So share the video, spread the word, and the good news is really great to hear. And thanks for being here. God bless you. See you Monday.